Boy, N.O.R.E, man, right now, when it comes to HD, it's that Tidal subscription,
We
y'all.
on Tidal, man. You can catch us early over there, tidal.com/drinkchamps. 6 days off. Let's go.
And we might give you a deal if you say you could cut my toenails.
Don't do it.
One love. What it good be? Hopefully it's what it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And this is Drink Champs motherfucking podcast. Make some noise! Now, when we started this podcast, we said we want to interview legends. We want people that's been out this game, that's been in this game for 10 years or more, and is still monkey foot stomping people like the gum under the table with the dirty Timberlands on your side of your mouth. This guy has been doing stand-up, had his first gig at 14 or some shit like this. This man is still around.
He's a baby.
He's still around. He's been on Def Comedy Jam before you even knew what Def Jam was.
Ooh.
He's been out here. He's been from Jerry Maguire to all type of different movies to Mad TV, one of the longest running cast members.
Yeah.
When you think of King of Comedy, I think of him. And in case you didn't know, he also makes the best impressions in the world.
Yeah.
In case you don't know what I'm talking about, Aries makes the Now, the crazy thing about you is a lot of people say they have rich history in comedy, right?
Yeah.
You actually have rich history in comedy. Like, I mean, from the beginning, like, you know, going, like, did you have your first gig at 14 or was it 16?
I started at 14.
I started at 14.
Yeah.
So what was that? Comedic? You was being, or just being entertainment?
You know, straight comedy. I came up through the ranks of Jersey and New York with Bill Bellamy.
Right.
This is in clubs? 14 in clubs?
Tribeca in Newark, Indigo Blues, Peppermint Lounge, East Orange.
I'm so sorry I gotta come back. Your first show was at Uptown Comedy Club? Was that true?
In Harlem, yeah.
That was my first show ever.
Yeah.
That's why when I read this shit, I'm like, is they playing with me? Like, my first show I ever had was at Uptown Comedy Club, and I read that about you. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But isn't the other one a little colder? Yeah. Come on. You know pop bottles, nigga. Come on. Yeah. See if that one is colder. But so go ahead.
Yeah, I first went to the Improv with my mother and my sister back when you had to draw numbers out of a hat. So we all put in numbers. None of us got it. So I'm, feeling deflated. So somebody pulled my mom's aside and said, they got Uptown Comedy Club in Harlem. So, we jumped on the train, went up there.
And was it by the Cotton Club?
I can't remember.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What's the numbers, though? When you pull in numbers, what does that mean?
Just draw numbers in a hat.
So to be able to get on stage?
Open mic night.
Open mic, okay.
So I didn't get that, so I said go down to the Uptown.
Right.
And, I really didn't even have material then. I just would do like impressions. So I did like James Brown.
So
Eddie
you
Murphy.
Started doing impressions from the gate?
From the gate.
Yeah, that's
Eddie
what
Murphy was
that.
Yeah, that was my. I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up watching Eddie on SNL.
Right.
And Eddie was doing the impressions thing. My first impression ever was Louis Armstrong, because my mother's a jazz blues singer. Right. So moms and pops would play that when pops was getting it in. Right. So when I heard potato, you say tomato, I knew pops was blowing mom's back out. So I'm an 80s baby. I grew up on TV, so Eddie was my first heavy influence, and so I just went to the Uptown and I did like 3 impressions doing Pepsi commercials.
Wow.
And from the bug bit me, I killed it, and I've been in it ever since, man.
So I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but I'm gonna get straight to it because it was.
First of all, nigga, here's what I gotta say I love about you.
Okay.
Nigga, you're on time and you don't play.
No.
Rappers have this stigma for being super late. But this nigga runs like a Jewish man. Time is money.
I'm gonna tell you something. It was different for me because when I became a CEO, I realized that was one of the things that these people don't want is to waste your time. So I always be on time. But let me get back to you, right? Because one of the illest things that I watched you all day today. So literally you've been on my mind this whole day, right? One of the things that you said that was very interesting to me, you said when a person does stand-up, that's supposed to be all you. It's supposed to be one-on-one with the audience. Yeah. And there's certain people who have help. Do you still feel that way, or is it because
the best ones don't have help?
Because let me just tell you why. I watched like 3 of your joints. You literally had me in tears.
Thank you, bro.
So I'm sitting around like, damn. So I could understand your frustration. And when I heard you say it at first, I didn't understand it until I seen your shit. And I said, I can understand how you bust your ass on your shit. You literally, you told a bitch, her pussy tastes like cold French fries. Holy moly, guacamole. How you gonna tell somebody that? Like, holy my man. So I'm just saying. So
are you talking about ghostwriting?
Yeah, because
basically, right?
Yeah. So I look at it like R&B, right? Like, but then when I heard your point of view and you saying, man, if I go out there and I'm busting my ass, like, you expect that? Is that something you still feel, or?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, look, I can't, and maybe that's a question for you to answer. Right. Maybe it's different in the rap game, because I know some rappers have ghostwriters.
Right. No,
but I don't
like that.
I know for comedy, the best motherfuckers is you, because you know every comic wants to come out and have their joke be a grand slam home run. That's always the intention.
Right.
But that's not always the case. From the time you say hello to the time you say goodnight and everything in between, we want every joke to be a Mike Tyson punch from the 80s. Everything is thrown with bad intentions.
Not Mike now, who's smoking weed.
Not Mike now. Mike got his feng shui.
I can't take Mike right now. When he's smoking weed, I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
But we all want everything to be.
Mike will still fuck y'all up.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But you know, as you sit there as an artist and you mold that piece of clay, you looking for perfection. You're looking for your piece to be the Mona Lisa.
Right.
And it's like, if someone comes along and gives you, like sometimes when you do a joke, you might not have it where it's perfect yet. You're missing a key ingredient, whether it's a facial expression, a physical move, a one-liner. And if somebody comes to you and goes, hey, do this face, add this little thing right here. And that's the difference between where your shit was here to now here. That's you, or that's them. That's the steroid. Somebody just gave you the steroid to make you do what you gotta do. So for you to be able to take on your own accord and create that shit with no help to where you got a classic, that's you. You the artist. You the only one that did that. But if somebody gives you that key ingredient to make your gumbo the winning gumbo, is it you? That's what I'm saying.
Is either or wrong or right?
I mean, it depends on from an artist
on the individual.
It's on the individual.
Right.
You know, what you striving for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I talked about, you know, the Kevin Hart situation, motherfuckers was like, well, you know, Richard Pryor had Paul Mooney. Correction. Paul Mooney wrote for Richard Pryor on the Richard Pryor Show. Right. That's a TV show. That's not stand-up.
Right.
For a TV show, there's a lot of parts in that. It's an ensemble cast. You need writers.
It's TV. It's writing for TV. Right.
But for stand-up, that's boxing. That's you. Ain't nobody in that ring but you. That's how it should be.
Yo, like when you said it, I
that's
really suggest.
Crazy the way you put it
I really suggest people go and like look up what you do, because the thing about it is, like, you know, I got to look at the comments because this is what I got to do.
And real quick, because I'm only I don't want to cut you off.
No problem.
But
please.
I even had somebody say in the YouTube comments when I said that, well, dog, if you look at the credits for Raw, it says Robert Townsend and Keanu Wayans. They didn't write a stand-up. They wrote the skit in the beginning. Kicked him in the ding-ding. Thank you. That's what they did. Eddie wrote his own stand-up. And even Paul Mooney said in an interview, I don't write for Richard. Richard was a genius, nigga. I didn't have to write for Richard. When you watch Richard, I would watch Richard and go, nigga, that's genius. Richard did not need my help, nigga. Already a genius. Nigga, stop with that goddamn that nigga's scaring me. You know niggas don't like loud noises. White men made noises like that before.
One of the craziest lines I heard you say was, you said everybody is a little bit racist. Now, I agree with that, but I want to correct the statement, because racist implies that you have some type of power. So I want to say everybody's prejudiced.
Yes.
Everyone's prejudiced.
Because when you look up the real definition of racism, and again, that's a Paul Mooney spoke on that and said, you know, when you look up racist, by definition, I can't be racist.
You can't, because you don't have
about power. So you're right.
Yeah. So when I heard you say that, and I'm so sorry to my people, but if I was to, you know, go outside right now, and I was to see an Asian person get into a car accident, it doesn't matter who the other person is. I would automatically be like, I think it's that person's fault. Like, I'm just saying, I have never seen an Asian actually get into an accident. But from what I've heard, I think that they're not good drivers because now that's a stereotype.
Stereotypes.
But stereotypes exist because there's truth to it.
Because there's truth to it. Because I love watermelon and fried chicken. I ain't gonna lie.
It ain't gonna play every single person, but there's a good amount of numbers.
Of course. You know, I always tell people, it's like, look, do all black women have fat asses? No. I've seen black women with asses flat as notebook paper. It's like, nigga, there's white tigers in the wild. They do exist, but that's not the norm. Most black women have big asses, but white tigers exist.
Yo, so I really agree with that because like it's certain
the white tigers.
No, it's stereotypes. There's certain stereotypes that's 100% dead on. You know what I'm saying? Like us liking chicken, like Latinos
Comedy
and
wouldn't
blacks.
be funny without stereotypes.
Absolutely.
Let's just be honest about it. You know
Latinos and blacks. We fucking love chicken.
Listen, white people love chicken too, but it's more of a passion with us. That's why we keep hot sauce in our glove compartment.
Yeah, that's real.
White people don't keep it. They not equipped with hot sauce, nigga.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So
y'all keep hot sauce in your glove compartment?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Frank's. Are you a Frank's guy? What kind of hot sauce?
Spicy ketchup, nigga. Step up. Tabasco is hot sauce.
No, you a spicy.
Tabasco's whack, man. Tabasco's whack.
If the hot sauce don't...
Tabasco's whack.
I like the
Cholula, man.
I like
that's the Hispanic shit.
What's the LA shit?
Tapatio, man.
What's the LA shit?
That's it, Tapatio.
No, it sounds Asian. Is it Tapatio?
Oh no, you're thinking of the
wasabi.
No, man.
Shut up.
I think I know what he's talking about.
Sriracha.
They come in that cream, that clear bottle with the green tip.
That ain't necessarily hot sauce. It is, but it isn't.
It's LA hot sauce.
It's not LA. It's like tires.
I ain't gonna lie. I only see that shit in
Korean.
LA. And you live in LA, like so you were born in Jersey. Is that correct?
New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Then you moved to Jersey. Then you moved to LA.
Jersey, then LA. Yeah.
Jersey, then LA. How like, and now as you moved to LA, you were in the business, correct?
Yeah.
So how different was that coming from the East Coast? Like, 'cause you still look like a straight up New York dude.
I bleed
Yankee
New York.
hat,
I bleed
Tim's
New York.
on.
But I moved out to LA. When
I'm surprised you didn't have the sweat rag. You always have a sweat rag.
I usually do, and I'm gonna need the motherfucker. So,
you see I'm on point. You and my man Craig Robinson always have a sweat rag.
You know, a lot of New Yorkers look down on LA, but when I moved there, I was 18, 17. So everything became mine for the first time. First piece of pussy, first house, first car, my first independence. So LA has become my home because I grew up there in a sense of becoming a man.
Right.
When I was in Jersey and New York, I was living in my mama's house. Right. So I was still under her roof and her rules and regulations.
In New York, we got Puerto Ricans, and LA, you got Mexicans.
Mexicans, yeah.
I like your Mexican impression too.
And listen, I love Spanish women. My two kids' baby mother's Puerto Rican.
Wow.
And you know, Mexican girls, they cool, but you know, them bitches be heavy with the drawing the face on. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about makeup? Okay.
Creating your own eyebrows and shit. You know what I mean? So Puerto Rican women, them Boniquas have a different kind of sexy. You know what I mean? My heart is always attached to East Coast, but I love LA, man. I do. Man,
I love LA too, man. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You said at one point that white people are actually the drink champs. Like the white people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cause like they drink different.
Well, they drink to get blasted. And they tell you that. Dude, you can't fucking wait to get inebriated, bro. You wasted. Like they drink with the sole purpose of being knocked the fuck blacking out. Niggas, we drink to get nice.
You know what I like?
We gotta stay.
Because I got a white friend too, right?
We all do, nigga.
Look, but let me just tell you, this was the one time I felt like white privilege. One day we were walking, and I'm walking with him, obviously, and we're walking through somewhere I know we're not supposed to walk through because there's nothing but police there. So the police officer says, "Hey guys, you gotta get out of there." He said, "What? Law office of such 1444 says that we can." I looked, I said, "I'm with him." The officer looked at me like, "I know you know better than that." I'm with him.
Yo, it's a weird weird climate because you see all the clips on YouTube where some brothers stand their ground with the cops and they say, "Nigga, give me your badge number," and they break down what I know what the law is. Hats off to you, brothers, but that's a brave, stupid mistake. I understand. I'm not trying to be on no young punk shit. You know, it's nice that you can state the law and you stand your ground, but them niggas will kill you. So you playing roulette with your life. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've been knew the law. We know the law better than anybody. But that's a dangerous game.
Nah, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So, what is the best thing about comedy besides you releasing your pain? Because that's what I start to notice. What I started to do today was, obviously I started to search you, and when I search you, other names come up. So I start to look, and I start to notice that. Is it that you guys have to go through some type of dramatic thing to write something funny about it, or it just comes naturally when you write your material?
I think the best ones, it just comes naturally. You know, like anything else, I don't care what kind of artist you are, sports, rapping, singing, dancing, comedy. The best shit is organic when it flows. As Michael Jordan would say, don't chase the game, let it come to you. You know what I'm saying? Relax. And I mean, comedy's moist now. You know, we in a moist era.
You gotta watch what you say.
Well, they have to watch what they say. I'm Floridian with my comedy. I stand my ground, nigga.
You said Floridian?
Listen, and I'm playing a weird game because while everybody's looking to conform to the status quo, because everybody's worried about the climate of sensitivity, I really believe that this shit is going to be a backlash and it's going to come back around. And when it does, I want people to be able to say he never wavered. It was always him. While some people will go, well, such and such seems different now because they're trying to match the climate. And I don't ever want to waver.
It's going one way too far.
Like I see Marlon Wayans, he said he doesn't care about people's feelings. Like as long as he's funny, like he don't care. Like if he hurts somebody's feelings in the process, he said, because everyone's so sensitive right now. And the thing about it, you feel like is it handcuffs on comedy because of that? I know you outside the box,
right?
But
I think it's handcuffs on comics if you let it be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let it be because I just, well, first of all, Hollywood don't like me much anyway. So what the fuck I look like trying to song and dance and do jazz hands for approval I don't have to begin with. So, I'm gonna continue to do it how I do it, and hopefully, knock on wood, it comes around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna switch my shit up so I can fall in line with everybody else. That's corny to me. You know what I'm saying?
But what he's saying seems like it's beyond Hollywood. It's like becoming the status quo, the politically correctness bullshit.
But listen, man, I look at it like Prohibition era. This is America. Anybody that knows the history of this country, Americans are arrogant. We don't like to be told what we can and can't do. So it's like Prohibition. It's like people want to drink. They want to have a good time. They don't want nothing to take away from having a good time. So if being not politically correct and saying wild shit because that's how you feel provides an entertainment for an audience, people are going to want that. Because they're going to get tired of being told, political correctness. And it's going to backlash. And when it does, like I said, I want to be one of the people that they go, also, he stood his ground. He didn't fake it.
I see one special you said, I say the N word, I say the F word, and the C word.
I say all that shit. I make fun of midgets.
Right. The midget shit was hilarious.
Yeah, nigga. I mean, it seemed that comedy would be the pinnacle of what
it's supposed to be.
Supposedly the U.S. stands for.
I wanted to name a group of mine called the Retards. Right. But I was very scared.
You had a group called the Total Retards?
No. First off, I was in a gang called the Retards.
A gang?
Called the Total Retards. No, when I was growing up, that's a fact. So when I became famous, I was like, this is the dopest name in the world. Like, let me just go with it. But then I was like, damn, all the politically correctness. Until you said
wait, the gang was worried about politically correctness?
I mean, it was me. I was N.O.R.E at the time. Nigga. I was trying to get some money, nigga. So I was like, and I was like, you know what? Certain people were offended, but I didn't mean it how they was taking it.
Right.
I meant it in we're retarded.
Not that retarded, this retarded.
Yeah, not
I
that.
actually do a joke where
I seen
about the
cerebral palsy with peanut butter.
Yeah. I said at some point I said, how black people keep hot sauce in their glove compartment. It's like, nigga, I keep Skip peanut butter in case I run into a retarded bitch. You know what I mean? And I smear the peanut butter and jack off like, bitch, this PB&B and J is gonna be. This peanut butter blowjob gonna be epic, nigga. Get your dick licked by a retarded bitch. You put peanut butter on your dick. With that tongue action, shit. Yeah.
Big up to everybody handicapped. Because we're not talking about handicaps.
But here's the thing. Here's what's funny about it. When I've had people show up at my shows that are mentally challenged, retarded, they love it. They want to be made fun of just like it. They don't want to be looked at as victims. I've had them come up and go, man, they fucking love it. They love it. Yeah. Nobody wants to be in seclusion from, being a part of what's deemed everybody else. Fuck that shit.
Is there such thing as going too far in comedy?
Yeah, but like Dave Chappelle said, you don't know where the line is till you cross it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to cross it. I do a joke right now where I make fun of Dr. King getting assassinated because really he was on the balcony after he was eating pussy in the motel room.
I wasn't ready.
So but when you hear the joke,
I did hear King was out here slinging.
He was going in.
He was on the balcony like, that pussy was
trying to deny it.
That's historic. It's historically known. He went in.
Yeah, my blackness tried to deny it. Like, to this day, I'm changing the subject.
Let me tell you something. Here's what's
OJ ain't do it.
Here's what's
OJ did not do it.
Here's what's great about comedy.
OJ did not do it, my nigga. I hung out with OJ. I've been around accident murderers. I've been around purpose murderers. OJ ain't got it in him. I don't know if it's my blackness taking over.
It's a little bit of your blackness.
It's a little bit. But I swear to God, I look at the juice and I be like, but now, this is what does make me.
Come on, man. He told us, basically.
Stop. Don't say
he really did.
Stop these guys. Don't be spreading this.
You told him your original member murdered you. He said,
Yeah, but that's the thing about OJ. He plays on it. He
definitely plays on it. You're right. He definitely plays on it.
That's a bullshit. Like, I did notice that. I don't think he did it. I seriously don't think he did it. Like, I know I was playing
really
earlier.
don't think he did it?
No, I really don't think he did it. I really don't think Michael Jackson did it neither.
I mean, why did we have to go there?
But let me ask you, why, like, are you really saying him and Michael didn't do it because that's your blackness?
I never met Michael. I met OJ. And there were certain things. Now, he could be a great actor. He did do Naked Gun. All three of them.
That wasn't the best thespian movie.
To me, it was. You don't understand. To me, that's a masterpiece. That's a masterpiece, my brother. To me, but I didn't I know people who have that bad gene in them, that bad I'm trying to look at it. It's either he's a great actor or he really don't have that in it to him. Now, I can't say that like the person that did it didn't call him after and say I did it, and he said he held it down from there. But him actually doing it, I just can't see it.
You think R. Kelly did it?
Oh yeah, I could have did that. Yeah. But let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
There's a why on this?
Huh?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You on video? Don't do it.
I also did a record with R. Kelly. I'm be honest, I'm telling the truth. It's the only record that I got that sold over 10 million. I have no other record so I keep my plaque. Okay?
Your plaque is dirty.
It is dirty. I actually ordered another one because I lost it, right? So anyway. So when I went to record with R. Kelly, it's actually the same story that Puff Daddy had. He was actually playing basketball. I'm in Chicago, and I'm like, I didn't feel important. Like, what the fuck am I waiting around watching this grown-ass man play fucking basketball? So he said, yo, if you want, you can just go to the studio and lay the verse. So I went to the studio, and in each studio, I saw a bed.
Oh.
Mind you.
Bunk beds?
No, just a bed in the studio.
Just wondering.
That's abnormal. Niggas ain't have no beds in no fucking studio, but
Let me get some money.
The thing was this. I had just came from Bearsville. Bearsville was a place where you be secluded for 2 months, and you had actual bedrooms in the studio because you slept there. So it never rung the alarm to me until I watched the documentary. When I watched the documentary and he was like, each girl had beds in their studio, I was like, oh shit, I done saw that. Like, I done literally saw that. But that's the reason why I believe and I actually did see him eat somebody's ass. On video.
But that was at the underage girl?
Yeah. Didn't we all see that shit? I mean, that shit.
We saw the pee.
That shit was the first Netflix, wasn't it? Like, that was the first Netflix and chill.
It wasn't net, but it was some flicks.
But I believe R did it. I believe that.
Right.
But the Juice, I don't believe did it, and Mike, I don't believe did it. You think that's my blackness?
A little bit. Because listen, black people, we're inclined to protect our own, especially our heroes, because they tear our heroes down so much. So it's an instinct, an internal instinct to want to protect.
I heard you said you didn't believe Bill till '89. Like first '82, and then '94 you said, "Damn, Bill, you fucked up."
Yeah, I mean,
wait, amount of people or the year?
Women's playing. No, because like, listen, man, what Bill Cosby did for black people because of the Cosby Show is such, an accomplishment. He put us on the map on a sophisticated level. So, again, there's an automatic loyalty to that.
And he predicted Brooklyn would be gentrified.
Yes,
because he was in a nice part of Brooklyn. No one knew what part of Brooklyn that was.
Listen, people get caught up in celebrity so much that they act like celebrities are immune from having sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be a regular person to have a sick fetish or to be fucked up. It's just them niggas got money, but they got fame.
So what was he doing? He was slipping Mickeys?
Bitch, I want you to drink this. I made you a special cocktail. With emphasis on the word God.
You know what was funny about the Bill situation? Not to make fun of it, but the thing about it was he denounced hip hop. He denounced comedians who cursed and used the N-word.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that when it came back to it, that's what he needed in his fucking corner. Yeah. Was he needed hip hop?
The famous female comedian told me a story that Bill Cosby actually tried to shut Def Comedy Jam down.
Oh.
He tried. He talked to DL. He didn't want, and he had said that he did some radio interview with DL Hewley, and he even had his people get a hold of the tape. But he didn't want Def Jam to happen because of all the profanity, and he was worried that black people was gonna make us look bad with all the pussy jokes.
Meanwhile, he's slipping niggas some shit.
Hey, hypocrites, man.
Yeah, he's slipping in something.
The irony of it.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
So you don't think there's no truth to that conspiracy that he was about to buy some network?
Listen, man, when I hear black people say that, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Listen, people go, well, he couldn't afford NBC, or he was going to. Listen, they wasn't selling it. There wasn't enough for sale. He could have afforded it, but they're not selling it. White people are not giving away power, and to be able to project how black people are seen all over the world from an image, that's power. And they're not going to give him that kind of power.
They let Harvey pay his way out. Harvey Weinstein pay his way out, and this was shit from last year, the year, and Bill's shit is from 20 years ago. They got him doing time.
They do niggas dirty, nigga. You know
they do
this.
Even rich niggas.
Well, even rich niggas.
I'll do it.
Nigga, they will lock you up with your money.
Paul Mooney's just said it right there.
That's my man right there.
Comedy is such a contact sport. I didn't realize it till I'm actually going through you guys damn near taking the shit of rappers right now. Like, you niggas got beef with each other. Like,
I don't really know about that. I mean, there's small little things here and there, but I've never had a beef really with anybody. I've been opinionated about shit, and people take that as beef, but I've never officially said, "Oh, I don't like this cat," or "I have a problem with this cat." Like I said, I'm just opinionated, and motherfuckers be so delicate now that it's almost like having an opinion means you're a hater. Not going with the grain means you a hater. That's true. And it's like, why am I wrong just because I don't agree with your assessment?
No, you can have an opinion
person?
Sometimes, but sometimes it just can't be publicly. Because anytime you voice an opinion publicly, then a person can publicly react to that opinion, and then it just keeps going on. So sometimes if I have something bad to say about something, or if I don't like something about somebody, I just don't say it, because I know they're gonna take it as I'm hating, as opposed to having that opinion.
Well, I know, but I think that's unfortunate that you have to shun your thoughts because you worried about being labeled a hater. I think that's one of the most overused words in the world. It's like, if it'd be one thing if I said, "Oh, this person is garbage," as a comedian. And again, I've never said that about anybody that I've been accused of saying that about. I just had a difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can recognize the genius in a comic, but he don't necessarily make me laugh. I'm not saying he's a bad comic. He just don't do it for me. But I see the genius. I see the genius in it.
So how about you? Because we've heard your opinions on people getting ghosts written for. But how about you? Have people come to you and say, "Yo, Aries, I want you to write this for me. I want you to help out with this." And then what's your stance on that? Towards that community?
Yeah, and I say no.
Wait,
yeah, man, because I can't be your voice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, for me to write for you, I'm too busy going to be thinking about how I would do it to make it as funny as it could be. And what I might give it, you might not be comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? I can make a suggestion, and if you follow it, that's
so
on you.
you're saying that towards stand-up? But
yeah, stand-up.
Okay, but if a person comes to you for a movie script,
like TV.
that's something different.
That's different. That's different.
But stand-up, you wanted to come from the
yeah, man, because again, like I said, my heroes in life, Michael Jordan, Ali, Tyson, and I try to approach my comedy like Tyson in the 80s. Like I said, I want like every joke to try to knock your head into the nosebleeds. Right. I don't want no soft spots in my set. Like when I look at some of the greatest rappers, you buy a Nas album, a Jay-Z album, a Jadakiss album from track 1 to 22. You might get one track or two that you go, that's all right. But the rest, you like, yo, there's no weak spots.
Right.
So I don't want to be one of these comics who come out and do an hour, you go, 15 minutes was great. Right. The other 10, and then the next 5 was kind of strong. I want from hello to good night for you to be checking your tear ducts and you getting an ab workout. I'm trying to destroy it.
You was killing it. So let me ask you, what do you like more? Being on film, like recording like movies or things like that, or being on stand-up?
They all got they blessings and they curse. From a stand-up, from an ego standpoint, right. Nothing is more gratifying than being a comedian, because that's all you. You're the producer, the writer, director, you're the star. Right. You do a movie and a TV show, them is the writer's words. Right. Sometimes it's the director's vision that they give you in terms of direction. Sometimes it's a producer's call, so it ain't all you, which can be a good thing too, because it's like a team sport. You playing off your man, and if you got a good teammate who knows how to hit you with the no look or the whip whop, and it make your game better. Nothing's better than doing a scene with an actor and this motherfucker's so tight, you got to tighten up your game. So now you're on the same team, but you're competing. You know what I mean? Because he's like, okay, I got to step my shit up because this nigga's a beast. With stand up, is you alone, man. Rise or fail. You alone.
Did you feel that in Mad TV? Like, what was that?
Absolutely. The crew I had. Again, if and put it in basketball terms, we was like a championship team. We knew where we had to be. We knew each other's weaknesses, each other's good spots. We knew where the person liked the ball. So we just knew how to play off of each other in such a strong way that it made for a great show. Unfortunately, we wasn't Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, damn near.
Was it a vibe that was your just opposite, like,
oh yeah,
like your rival in a sense?
We were their competition, but the fact of the matter is, no matter how good we were, it's like the NFL versus the CFL. Right. Saturday Night Live is big leagues. That's NFL, man. And the people that watched us would say, you guys are way better than them, but we ain't them. You know what I'm saying? They was the bully on the block, no matter how bad they were.
Right.
Let me big up to Shine Papers real quick. We smoking these out, and I
ain't even smoking, nigga.
Come on, you got
feeling it.
I'm gonna ask because I have something special for you.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, nigga, I did the smoke box with Be Real twice, and I tapped out.
Oh, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie,
nigga.
You got the smoke champs with you?
No, I don't. But let me big up to Be Real, because the smoke box is very ill. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't like hot boxing. Like, even when I'm in my whip and I smoke, I gotta roll the window down a little bit. So big him up, because he does that shit every motherfucking day. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Every motherfucking day. So one thing you said, you quoted a statistic. You said Obama had 97% of the black vote.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it was pretty much up there. It was pretty much all of it.
Wow.
Yeah, the ones who didn't vote for him was the cool niggas.
Or people that just didn't vote.
Right.
No, it's the cool niggas, though. If he'd had the cool niggas, too, he'd have been at 100.
Right. That's crazy, man. And you also said you don't smoke weed with Asians.
Damn, that's specific as a motherfucker. Why are you so damn specific with that
Let
shit?
me tell you something. Some of that shit is it's entertainment. You know what I mean? I would smoke
I
weed.
think he was looking at your MySpace page. No, that shit ain't around.
I would smoke weed with Asians, but the punchline lies in the stereotype.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
In the eyes,
Because I don't want to smoke with somebody that looks like they dead and blow my high, and their eyes is 3/4 closed. So
Now, I've heard you say this before, and I'm very, very curious to actually hear you say this in person. You said that you thought you were blackballed at one point.
I still do.
Okay. Now, for people who's not aware of what blackball means, right?
Right.
Can you describe what blackball is, and then not only that, say why you felt you were being blackballed?
Blackball is when they put you in the book. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it don't matter how talented you are, if you in the book, they not fucking with you. And listen, do I technically know for a fact that I am? Of course not.
Right.
And every now and then, I book a job here and there, so maybe I'm not. But I don't think I'm on the top of the list when it comes time to cast for certain projects or whatever project.
Right.
And that's partly because, again, I'm opinionated, man, and I tend not to hold back.
Right.
And I'm not out here trying to maliciously say things for effect.
Right.
I'm just telling you how I feel, telling you what I think, and giving it to you honestly. And I talk a lot about race in interviews. When I've done a lot of my Vlad TV interviews, the thing I said about the white people in the Jedi mind trick.
Right.
When you read the comments, white folks, the mayonnaise people don't be happy, man. You know what I mean? Because that truth is tough.
But was it a specific moment where you was like, you know what? I feel like I'm blackballed from this moment. Like,
Nah, not really a specific moment. It's just a vibe that I feel. Well, actually, here, let me tell you. Kevin Hart, I think he still has a cartoon coming out where that thing in his joke where he goes, all right.
Right.
And in the cartoon, I auditioned for the role of his dad. So Kevin has his own voice. Obviously, he's gonna do it like himself, and I put a little flavor into what my interpretation of what his dad would be. And I had hosted the AVN Porn Awards. I think was it last year. I think.
So you hosted the AVN Porn Awards?
Yeah.
Wait, is that a porn?
The Porn Awards.
Porn
man.
Awards.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they
thought
do
that
it
was a
in
play
Vegas
on
every
words.
year.
That's the Oscar of
No,
porn.
that's the Oscars of porn.
Oh, holy moly, go ahead.
So
All right,
we
go
had
ahead.
a pre-party in LA, and
How do you get chosen for that, though?
they called my agent up and was like, we want him to host the Porn Awards this year.
Okay.
Yeah. And they be having top shelf musical guests. I mean, the one I did.
No, it's huge. It's a huge production.
Yeah.
I just wonder how
Lil
you
Wayne
came up
did
with
the one that I did. But at the pre-porn party, my manager came up to me and was like, I gotta tell you, the cartoon you auditioned for, Kevin wanted you. Everybody wanted you. You was on the 4th and goal. And then the president of Fox said, who? Oh, not that guy. Oh. Yeah. So, and Kevin, as powerful as he is, he can't override the head of Fox.
Wow.
So the president was just, no, not that guy.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And why would you think that would come from? Like,
Because, again, shit that I say.
because you ain't having like a personal relationship where you told him to suck your dick personally, right?
Nah.
You can't pinpoint what you said that might have
You
caused
ain't
that?
tell the president of Fox one day and
No,
Ivy.
no.
Fuck you, nigga.
No, that would be Dave Chappelle's when keeping it real goes wrong.
Okay.
Nah, man, I just, again, when you look, you could go through my whole Vlad TV catalog.
And you could have said anything.
It could have
That
been,
could've
yeah. So, and even on social media, and I'm trying to get better with it. But when I read comments about race and white people say certain things that rub me wrong or it's just so fucking outlandish, I go at them. You know what I'm saying? And even when black people, anybody race as far as that concerned, says something wild about me, instead of just going, let me ignore it, I turn in the Scarface balcony scene. Right. Fuck you fuck with me, you fucking with the best. I
told you a long time ago.
I turn into that nigga. And maybe that's a detriment. Maybe I need to stop doing that.
Right. So, but you've been in big productions from like Mad TV to Jerry Maguire. Where was a moment where you thought that, you know what, these people are leaning on me and they don't want to see me succeed? And is that when you went stronger towards stand-up? Because they can't control your stand-up.
Well, no, I mean, but stand-up was the first thing
That's
ever.
your
So
foundation.
that was the bread and butter. So that was always gonna come first. And again, that's why I'm saying it's tricky. Maybe I got this boogeyman imagination going on because again, there's not any one specific thing, or there's nothing I can point to and go for sure. I know that's the case.
Okay.
But my spidey sense is tingling, nigga, and I just something just feels, you know, because for me to have been in this game for as long as I've been, and for me, and I don't want to come off like I'm, you know, on some cocky shit, but for me to bring it the way I've brought it.
Right.
There's no fucking reason why I shouldn't be bigger than what I am. And I know that sounds vain, but I don't mind saying that because I'm with a rapper and y'all the most vain niggas in the game. I wish comics had a license to be that vain and it still be acceptable. Only rappers have a green light to say, I'm the best. And you know, it flies. No one else can do that.
Right. No, I mean, comedy is slowly but surely reminding me more and more of hip hop every day. Because
there's certain components that I
It's very hip hop.
Yeah, no, it's very hip hop. Like before, it wasn't. Hold on now. Hold on now.
Mr. Lee trying to get us drunk.
Hold on now. You start with me too? What the fuck I do?
Me too.
Yeah, but so but one thing, I went to a Mike Epps show one night. And he invited me, so we went back there. We bought a couple of bottles. We went backstage. And the one thing that I did notice is that you guys actually stay in you guys' own rooms.
I don't.
Oh, okay, all right. See, I did.
And this is why I'm telling you, like I'm just cut different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what's so funny is the industry, however they see me, whatever that perception is, anybody outside of that's not in the Hollywood world, like regular Joe Blows, will tell you I'm the coolest, most humble nigga in the world. Like I'm not going to the comedy club and hiding out in the green room till it's showtime. You're gonna see me amongst the people. Part of the reason that it's strategic. I'm casing the joint. I'm looking at the crowd going, the motherfucker in the third row need to be fucked with because of that outfit. This motherfucker right here is drunk. This is a potential problem. I gotta have 5 jokes lined up to kill this motherfucker because he feeling brave.
I noticed that about you.
I'm watching. And plus,
Can you do that with everybody right here?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
So plus I want to send out the signal to the crowd that he's not like everybody else because they know most people stay in the green room and keep the fans at bay, and it gives off a vibe of not that I'm better than you, but you know what I'm saying? So I want them to feel they're an ordinary nigga. They're cool as shit. So then on top of that, if the jokes can match that, now they love you. You got them eating out the palm of your hand because they going, not only is the motherfucker super cool, but he's funny as a motherfucker. So the more reason I can get them to invest in me, it's a win.
Nah, that's one thing, man. I kid you not, I was going through as much of your discography, as much as I can, and the movies, you're hilarious, but I can tell 1,000,000%, no, they cannot fuck with you on that stage. Like, there's not a lot of people, like, the way your timing, the way you just sit around, like, you can tell you're comfortable in that. You're like on the stage, like how I'm comfortable on the toilet. Like, I'm just ill on the toilet. Like I'm A1 on the toilet bowl. Like I'm a good shitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get on, and you're really. Is that what you is that something that inspires you, a crowd, to play off the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Once upon a time ago, my crowd work was none. Only to say I didn't do it.
Okay.
I stuck to the script. You know, every comic's jokes is like the playbook. I wouldn't go outside the play. I'm not calling an audible. But if you really want to be great, you should be able to do a little bit of all. Right. Improv, political humor, race humor. If you get more impressions, it's a specific thing. But you should be able to have every facet of your game tight. Right. And big shout out to Joe Torre and D.L. Hewley, because they were two of the masters of crowd work. Joe eats your ass a lot. Joe, I even heard recently where Joe did some shit that even made me go, I don't know if I'll do that. Right. He was on stage and somebody was fucking up, and he made a joke about their mother. And then the person got mad, said, hey man, don't talk about my mother dead. He said, well then I'll dig the bitch up and find something to joke about her. I just said, nigga.
He went a little too far.
I mean, like I said, you don't know where the line is till you cross it.
You cross it, that's true.
But and listen, I've had motherfuckers want to fight me. You ain't a good comic unless a motherfucker want to throw hands with you. I've had people wait for me after. One nigga in Orlando had on a sleeveless denim vest. And I was like, nigga, when the last time you seen a nigga rock denim, much less sleeveless? So I just kept making jokes about his sleeveless vest. And finally he got mad towards the end of the show and got up and said, fuck you nigga, fuck you, I'll be back. I said, what you gonna do? Come back and beat me with the sleeves? Nigga, when I got off that stage, the only thing stopped him from getting to me was the security, because he was talking to security, and once he seen me come out to come sell my merch, he rushed, and security grabbed him up. But yeah, man, when you touch nerves, nigga.
That's good. Well, let me just tell you, we don't know if you know what our show is about. Our show is about giving people their flowers when they can smell them. So many people want to say how great you are when you pass away, or you get sick, or you something. We don't want to do that. We want to tell you that in your face. Face to face, and tell you, yo, you're hilarious. You do what you bring to this world. We appreciate it, and we want to say that we salute you while you here, brother.
My man, appreciate
salute.
it, man.
And this is called Maya Baka Ping Pong.
Okay,
let's go. Salute.
Oh shit.
I don't like it.
I don't miss that shit at all.
That shit tastes like Jaeger.
Yeah.
Bro, he should say Jaeger. That's
like a compliment. Like, that's a compliment.
It's ancient Chinese secret.
That's like a compliment. Oh my God. So we do this with all guests because you know why?
Fuck.
You know what the crazy thing is? Cardinal Official.
Shout out to Cardinal, man.
Cardinal Official the other day posted.
That's super dope what he posted, man.
He posted a picture of the Rolling Stones.
Yep.
And I think the guy that was
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Was he part of the Rolling Stones or I'm loose? Yeah. Okay. So he posted a picture of Mick Jagger and said, look, he's on the road with the Rolling Stones. I think Mick Jagger's like 70 years old.
Mad old.
So he said that the older Mick Jagger got, the more revered he became in his community.
And the show was crazy. He said the show was packed.
Show was packed.
People going crazy.
The older we get, the more that they say we washed up. Or they say, you know, and that's fucked up in our community. So we started this show to say, you know what? We don't want to interview the new guys. We don't.
Who's the one saying we washed up? Who's saying that?
It's the community. It's our community. It's the.
So you mean regular Joes within the community?
Listen,
mainstream bullshit.
It's just when you in this business for more than 12 years, people just feel like they're used to you. So you're just supposed to be. They don't feel like you're a gift no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about. I'm including ourselves. I'm including. You know, they just at first when you know your first couple of years you come out, you're a gift, and then after a while they see you. It happens with artists. It happens with comedians. It happens with boxers, and we wanted to change that narrative. So I want to big up to Cardinal Official for pointing that out what we were doing. Yeah. And saying like this is the reason why I love Drink Champs, because Drink Champs is giving people their flowers now, and I think that that's what we should do. I think it takes nothing away from me to tell you how dope I think you are,
absolutely,
how funny I think you are, how ill I think you are. I don't think it takes nothing away from me. In fact, I think it adds on to me as a man. I think you should clap for that. Goddamn. I think it adds on to me as a man because I'm not insecure in letting the next person know that you're great. And guess what? I'm inspired by your greatness. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, to tell you the truth, like I always knew you was funny, but today, like I got to analyze, because when I'm about to interview somebody, I want to know everything. So I'm watching, and I'm like, like you made tears come out my eyes.
You know what fucks me up, man, and I've been doing this 30 years, and I guess my boy always tell me how I should be used to it and not see myself the way I see it. But I remember when I first met you.
Wait, used to it? Say that part again.
Like I just like how most people see me from a revered standpoint. It's hard for me to see myself as that. You know what I'm saying? Because I still look at myself as like. Let me put it like this.
Okay.
Like when I first met you, I don't know if you remember where we first met.
No.
Okay, Miami Airport.
Okay.
And you knew me, you saw me, you gave me love. You was like, oh shit, my nigga, you need to do my podcast. And I'm trying to keep my poker face, but I'm going, fucking N.O.R.E. I grew up with this nigga. So
I'm doing the same thing.
But my point is, when I run into celebrities that know me, oh no, I'm good, baby. When I run into celebrities that know me, I know them. Right. I grew up on them. I'm expected to know them. I don't expect motherfuckers to know me. Right. And I'm finding out as I meet these motherfuckers, they not only know me, but it's almost like They not just going, hey, how you doing? They going, nigga, you.
Right,
and it fucks me up because I'm just like, yo, this is surreal. So, you know.
You know why? Because certain people are good at certain things. Like, you're an actual talent. What I mean by that is you're talented. Like, you know how to act, but you know how to be a comedian. And that's like one of my friends, his name is Jack Thriller, right? We had Jack Thriller on the podcast.
He's hilarious, man.
He was hilarious, but what happened was, him and 2 Chainz had a little problem, right? I didn't think the problem was anything, so I tried to FaceTime 2 Chainz. What I didn't know was I did not press FaceTime. I pressed regular call. So I'm like, the 2 Chainz, I'm like, yo, Jack Thriller said you a bitch ass nigga. So I'm thinking he's so I'm going like this. Jack Thriller's right there. So 2 Chainz,
it's terrible.
2 Chainz. Listen, I'm drunk at the time. You know, we're not fake drinking here.
Terrible.
We're not fake. Matter of some more drink. So we're not fake drinking here. So what happens is 2 Chainz hears Jack Thriller and he just loses his mind. He goes, tell him. I never heard nobody say this. He said, tell him his mama pussy. Like, I never heard a nigga tell him that.
It was terrible, man.
He called his mama pussy. So anyway, Jack reacted back.
And rest in peace to Combat Jack. That was
Rest in peace
also
to
on the
Combat
show.
Jack.
Yeah.
Well, Jack reacted back, and Jack got gangsta back with 2 Chainz.
But he was being playful.
No, not at first. At first,
No?
when 2 Chainz said your mama pussy, Jack actually took it serious,
Okay.
as he should, because nobody mama should be pussy. But
Absolutely.
But I remember Jack coming to me and saying to me, "Yo, N.O.R.E, why'd you do that? Why'd you set me up?" And I said, one, I didn't set you up. I thought I was a little inebriated. I thought I was on FaceTime.
A little inebriated, drink champs.
But
Real quick.
two, I did not enjoy him jumping out of his comedian.
Who,
Jack? I feel like yes. I feel like a comedian should be.
But
a
when he
comedian.
walked out, was he acting or not?
No,
I never knew.
He was serious.
I thought he was acting.
He was serious. He took it personal. He thought I set him up. And
I still to this day thought he was acting.
No, he fell out. I bring that up to say. Now I told this to Jack, so I don't want it to seem like I'm talking because Jack is my friend.
Nah, he's a great dude.
All right, and I spoke to him the other day. So I told him the difference between him and when we interviewed Marlon Wayans was we interviewed Marlon Wayans, and in the middle of our interview, the AC just break, right? So it just break, and we have more niggas there, right? So you know how nigga heat. You heard of nigga heat. You know nigga heat.
I'm feeling it now.
Yeah. So we had nigga heat. So now Marlon is sweating like a motherfucker, but we got to play our cool. We got to act like we've been doing this.
Right.
So Marlon at no point broke his comedianism. Like he stayed. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do.
Like he stayed
In character.
In character, like at all. And to me, that's what a real comedian is. You know what I'm saying? Am I bugging? Because I'm not 24 hours a rapper. I'm telling you the truth.
I think. Listen, I don't. Again, and this is where I need to tread lightly.
Okay.
Because based on certain things I would naturally say, it will be perceived.
Let's get another shot of
all
Tiger
kinds
Bone.
of ways. Some dudes are characters because that's their shtick. It's their shtick.
Okay.
I think some of the greatest comedians don't do shtick. They're funny naturally.
Like no stick is a gimmick?
A gimmick.
Okay.
And when you're funny naturally, you don't have to turn it. You don't have to do a shtick. It comes when you want it to come.
You don't have to turn it
comes
on.
when it needs to come. I think if I had to sit here and be Aries, the funny guy, the entire way, well, then how do we know who you are? Like, you're not showing us who you are. You're showing us your stand up. Why does let me see if you have insight, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real deep. I ain't gonna front. These shots is like
I'm not gonna say no name.
Okay.
But some comics' talent doesn't match their arrogance. Like, you know what I'm saying? You there's some comics who will come in the club with dark shades on. They give specific orders to the wait staff. Don't look them in the eye. Don't talk to them. And they have a swagger like they shit don't stink. And it's like, nigga, if you're going to do that, you gotta be Dave Chappelle.
They coming on looking like Eddie Murphy, but they sound like Pauly Shore.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like, nigga, your talent doesn't match your arrogance.
Pauly Shore, man. Let Pauly Shore live.
He's never been funny to me. I'm just.
But his mom's at the comedy club. His mom's at the comedy club.
Pauly Shore, the white guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
His mom's at the comedy club.
Now, listen, for the record, I don't think any comic should walk around with that much bravado. But if you're going to, you gotta be a bad motherfucker. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
Yo, look, he's in my notes. Hold on, look. Just so you know, he's in. Well, I want to show you because I don't want niggas to think he goes right in my interview right now. This nigga keeps saying my next question. Everything he keeps saying.
Before you get to your next question, let me just go back for a second.
Okay.
Like when I told you how you and I met, and this is why I say this shit is so surreal to me. Let me tell you my Nas story, and I think Nas is one of the greatest rappers of all time. You know, and it's when I get into these debates with these young kids about rap who can't rap to begin with, I say this nigga made a song called Rewind. He rapped backwards. Nigga, I was smoking L. You know how hard it is for me to write forward?
Right.
This nigga wrote backwards, and it was a beast. So I'm in the Laugh Factory one night, and I'm on the balcony level. It's 2 levels. And I see Khalees, and this is when him and Khalees was married. I didn't know he was there, but I seen Khalees. And I go, Khalees, I just want to tell you, can you please tell your husband, I think this nigga is one of the, she stopped me. She goes, he's downstairs in the booth. He loves you.
Right.
So I go down there, and I think I called my man over here, Ivan, my boy who's here with me now when it happened.
Big up Ivan.
He was sitting in the booth like this with a Henny on the table. He was chilling like this. So I walk up to him, I extend my hand, I go, yo, Nas, I just gotta tell you. He goes, yo, I love you, God. Yo, you that nigga, God. He goes, yo, I watch you all the time. You that nigga, God. I said, thank you, Nas. Nigga, I went outside and was straight bitch. I called my nigga like, yo, Nas knows who the fuck I am. Like, oh my God, nigga. That was a moment for me,
That's
man.
dope. That's dope.
But
man.
the Patrice O'Neal. Yeah,
Hold on. Let me.
I'm gonna clank glasses with you, but I'm gonna break later.
Okay. That doesn't work that way. Come on, look at some more. Let's move. We got one more.
Y'all niggas turned into a white fraternity.
Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
One of the most genius comedians out there.
Yeah.
Again, my man, when he was alive, I had just started to lose weight. And I went on an interview with Shane O'Connor. It's before Angela Yee, was even at Power 105.
Right.
And I did an interview with Patrice O'Neal. He had seen me like 6 months prior to that. He seen me like a big boy. Yeah. He was like, yo, so how'd you do? So I gave him my number. And again, he's another comedian. He would just talk to me and he would just rank on me. Like he was just, like the nigga never stopped being a comedian. He'd be like, yo, my nigga, listen, so you telling me when you go home, you ain't eating no totones? So I'm like, how the fuck you know what totones is, Patrice?
Right.
He like, nigga, I know famous people. Like, I'm just saying, that was a funny dude.
Let me tell you something, man. I always said, there's only 3 comics I would be nervous to follow. I'll follow anybody. But the 3 niggas who always would give me, if I had to follow them, I'm this. Patrice, Dave, and Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson is ill, man.
Now, you want to talk about talent.
Okay.
When we did the Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam, and Cedric kind of gave him a little bit of shit because he was like, you know, for the Spanish bros that understood your Spanish bit, that was nice. For the Spanish bros, meaning a lot of black people didn't get it. When Tommy does the bit where he imitates Telemundo and Spanish, and he speaks Spanish and sings, that creatively is one of the greatest bits. Because to pull that off, that's talent. Wow. You got to be able to speak fluently in a different language and make it funny.
Wow.
And if you go back when Tommy, I forget what special he did, but he did a thing about square dancing. And he did the banjo and that nigga's energy level. He's a stick of dynamite. And for him to be that energetic and come up with them kind of bits, Tommy's a bad motherfucker,
So
dude.
you said Tommy, Dave, and who else?
Dave Chappelle and Patrice.
Oh, Patrice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Patrice, he was so special, bro.
Patrice would say things, And you would go, how would someone even think of that?
Right.
Like he was on the Opie and Anthony show one time, and a black stripper was going at it with him. And you know how girls before they get all these implants, her titties were really flat, saggy, and long, but just flat. And he told this bitch, "Your titties look like Bible slingshots." Nigga, the fucking, you know what that is? The stick with the rubber band and the one, her titties was hanging like the rubber band, nigga, off the old Bible slingshot. This nigga, he would come up with shit that was just incredible. Incredible. And his was his honesty. They were talking about the Tiger Woods thing when Tiger got in trouble. And they had a psychiatrist on the phone, like a real doctor.
Right.
And at one point, he kept going, Miss. And she stopped him. She goes, Patrice, please, don't call me miss. Call me ma'am or doctor. And there was a nice 2-second pregnant pause, and Patrice went, whatever, bitch. Listen. And he just, like, that kind of, that's a hat tipper, man.
As a comedian, right? You see information in this world. Some that's probably not funny.
Right.
How do you guys like sit there? Like I see comedians make jokes about the World Trade Center and make fun.
Yeah.
Like how do you go about a tragic situation and turning it and flipping it to something funny? How
timing.
Yeah, I know it's the right timing.
There's such a thing as too soon.
Too soon. Right. I was about to say that.
But yeah, timing. After a certain amount of time goes by, anything can be made fun of.
But sometimes it might be too soon.
But no, here's the funny thing. Going back to my Dr. King joke, when I do the joke and I say the punchline about Dr. King getting shot on the balcony, the audience goes, "Oh," and I go, fuck y'all, too soon? This is back in 1968. You know what I mean? So you gotta address the elephant in the room too. Like, how the fuck is that too soon? Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Let's bring in your homie.
Yeah. So we the fuck back then. We back. Okay, my man. I'm so sorry. You introduce your name.
I'm Andy Steinberg, man. I'm my Aries opener. I've been traveling with him for about 2 years.
Wow.
And we do a podcast together.
What's the name of the podcast?
Spears and Steinberg, aka the Jew and the Jerk.
Spears and Steinberg. Okay, definitely sound like a Jewish player.
What y'all saying on the podcast? What's going on the podcast?
Everything.
Raw, uncut yo-yo.
Y'all doing the yayo?
Blue magic. Blue magic. Hard in the paint. Hard in the paint.
How's he gonna leave us?
Cocaine engineers.
He gonna leave us. He gonna go to your podcast.
Yeah.
We don't film that shit, so no one knows what's going on. So
Get
that's
out
why.
of here. No film.
No film.
Just skiing.
We would like to help y'all out on that.
We gotta figure that out. We gotta figure that out.
So, okay, that's dope, man. So, okay, now, being that, explain your relationship with comedy.
My relationship with comedy?
Yeah.
I failed at everything else, and comedy's the only thing that's ever made me happy.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no, seriously, and it's the only thing that, like everything that I thought I could say, and honestly, I just never. This was my first time that I ever had felt like I was actually accomplishing something in my life. And I didn't start doing this until I was 42.
Wow.
Yeah, I went
Started
home.
doing comedy till you're 42?
Yeah, I went home and told my kids.
How old are you
41,
now, by the way?
No, I'm 53.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went home and told my kids at 42, I think I'm going to take this shit for real. I'm going to really go out and
Doing stand-up?
Yeah, and my kids just said, Dad, like, we like food and shit, and I don't think that's a good idea.
What did you do before?
I did everything before. Honestly, back in the late 80s, I mean, I sold weed. I sold weed for, I used to take weed from the
80s to the 2000s.
Sometimes I might spend a little time in jail because I was selling some weed. So that took some time, and then I got married.
Nigga, whoa, run it back. Nigga glossed over the weed and went to marriage. Nigga, what the part in the book where you sold coke, nigga?
You sold coke for like a minute. It was like a minute ago, but I only sold coke because I wanted coke.
Oh, so you fuck with your own product?
Yeah.
You got high your own
You didn't listen to Biggie at all.
No, and that was before Biggie, so maybe if he would have been around a little earlier, he could have told me something.
White guy snorting his own coke, nigga. That's white privilege.
Okay, wait. Everybody knows anything about coke knows how this works. When you don't have a lot of money, and I didn't, what you do is you just take an 8-ball and you take out a half a gram for yourself. You crush an aspirin, you put that in there. You sell the other 3 grams of coke, and you keep a half a gram for yourself.
Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the nigga don't know nothing about that bitch. So y'all see America, don't be putting that shit on us.
Right.
He just broke down an 8-ball and some coke. With aspirin.
Yeah, where'd the aspirin come from?
Aspirin came because I didn't know what you were supposed to do. That's
You
when I
mixed the
started.
aspirin with the coke?
You mix the aspirin with the coke.
That was your vitamin B.
That way, if someone gets a headache, I've already fucking taken care of their problem.
Meanwhile, I use words like expeditiously.
And you get high and not have a headache at the same time.
But no, I only did that. I did that seriously
A couple times.
No, I did it a few times. No, longer than that. I did that though just to have my own coke. But when I met the coke dudes, they actually got me into the weed. And I was from Arizona, and now everybody's gonna know this. I went to the U of A, and I went to Pima Community College.
Hit it once.
You're gonna hear me cough.
Obviously.
Go ahead. That's just Nineveh Skizzle too. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was there, and I met a bunch of kids that go to college, and they want weed taken back to New York.
But you were a kid at the same time. We just want to make sure you're not still a kid.
No. Yeah, I was a kid. I was 18, 19 years old. So I met people that wanted weed to go back there. So and I knew all these guys from the coke, but now everybody wanted to get out of coke because it was dangerous, and weed was easy at the time. So we just took weed. We'd buy a trash compactor, and then you'd fill it with weed, and you'd make 25 to 40 pound blocks, and then you throw them in your suitcase, which you can't do anymore. And I'm not saying this to advocate if you want to sell some weed back home. I'm letting you know that if you go to the airport right now with weed in your suitcase, you ain't going to leave the airport.
Right.
Well, you will, but it will be within cuffs, and you'll be going somewhere else, not where your destination
But
is.
in
So
the
don't
good
try
old
it.
days.
In the good old days, you could just throw that shit in your suitcase
Was
and you
this
take it back.
TWA? I feel like
It was all the
Like when
airlines.
I'm
It's
looking
all
around
the
picturing it, I feel like it's TWA.
This nigga's white boy Rick.
I saw that movie, by the way.
Yeah. So, but no, that's what I did that. I got in a little trouble for it. I went to jail for a little while, and then
What's a little while? Just
No, it was quick. It was 6 months.
that's definitely good.
It was quick because it was 300 pounds. So that's quick.
Fuck, 300 pounds, 6
That's
months.
definitely white privilege as well. Let's make some
No sense.
I know a nigga locked up right now. What happened after 6 years?
I will never deny white privilege, and I will accept it graciously
Yes,
at all times. There's
I
no
would like to be your
problem.
friend, so when I get pulled over, I'm gonna just jump out the seat and put you in there. Say, officer, this nigga was driving.
No, it's very, very simple. White privilege comes quickly, especially if you look like this. Now, I'm Mexican and Jewish, and I look Jewish. So let's do whatever it comes with what that comes with. I'm taking all of it. So let's have it.
You know, there's some black privileges sometimes.
Absolutely.
There is some black privileges.
Absolutely.
I mean, we don't have the privileges like y'all have. Like, y'all got, nigga, I'm gonna get you in college.
But our stereotype is our privilege. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
I
being
can
the
skip
angry
the line.
nigga can work for you.
What?
Sometimes being the angry nigga can work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Give an example. Give an example.
Shut the fuck up, white man! You got it?
No, but this is true. And we talk about this on the podcast. Everybody has privilege.
Okay.
Because it all rolls downhill. And everybody's at some point in the hill. So privilege, you need to recognize your own privilege at all times. White people who don't recognize they have their own privilege, the only reason they don't know it is because they just do what is white in America. You go walk outside, it's easy to be white in America. You're not going to notice anything different. This is just how it works.
You know the crazy shit? I used to hate being famous until I couldn't get a table in crustaceans. Then I was like, I'm Noriega. Like when you can't, like when I like to be as normal as possible. Like I don't want to go to a place and announce I'm coming. But then after a while, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, no. It's nice to play that card, nigga. Yeah.
I heard you say something. You said that you thought it was a downfall that you don't smile enough.
Yeah.
And not meaning now, like when you get in front of a certain type of crowds.
Well, no, it's like when I'm not on stage, like that's why going back to what you said earlier about being in comic mode.
Right.
Most people's perception of comedians is that we're always jokey.
Right.
When I'm not on stage, man, I wear an Ice Cube scout.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people that don't know me, I don't look approachable.
Right.
I don't look like you know, I don't come off like Wayne Brady.
You still got the New York Warrior look on.
Yeah.
The Yankee hat and Tim's.
Listen, when I did,
I'm gonna be honest. Yankee hat and Tim's spells criminal all around. And I'm black, so I can say this.
Listen. When I did the Breakfast Club, I rolled up there with the hat.
And you had a hoodie.
And a black hoodie.
You was definitely stereotyped.
Yeah, so I you know, I don't walk around cheesing, nigga. I'm very, you know what I'm saying? So people see that and they go, angry black man. You know what I mean? It's just I don't walk around cheesing like that, man.
Right.
You know? I get in the moment when it's time to get in the moment.
Okay.
Not here,
before
bro.
I'm gonna switch it crazy. Before I switch it crazy, I would like to ask both of you people's opinion on Key and Peele, right?
Key and Peele?
Key and Peele. Because I know you guys are on Mad TV together.
Yeah.
I know that they took a different turn. You took a different turn, and I really didn't relate to Key and Peele at all.
Now let me stop you right there.
Okay.
This is one of the things that got me in trouble.
Their show, what I'm saying.
This is one of the things that got me in trouble. I was on Vlad TV, and I talked about how, you know, just like black people, we come in different forms. You know what I'm saying? DMX is DMX all the time.
Yep.
DMX.
And you use that example in Will Smith.
Right, and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith has that magical ability where he can be around a bunch of white people and come off genuine. Not like he's trying to be white, not like he's shuffling in Uncle Tom.
Himself, right.
He's himself.
And he'll still
and
smash
he's
you, try to
acceptable.
kiss him on the red carpet.
Right, but he could also go down to any hood and still be Will, and he's respected.
Yeah, open up the Johnny
Some
Pump,
niggas is
It's authenticity. That's what
it's
that
authenticity.
is.
Yes.
DMX might not. He might do it, but he might be around some kind of upper echelon of white folks. And X being X, they may. He's too abrasive for them.
Right.
So I almost say it's like an X-Men gene. To be black and be able to do both sides without switching it up for any one of them, that's a special talent. And you know, Key and Peele, I said, are they black? Yes. Technically, yes.
Right.
But based on certain behavior, based on certain actions, just the swagger, a way you walk, a way you talk, certain moves you make.
Right.
They were black, but they weren't black.
Right.
If you get, and I know you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I said
I
that.
even heard Dave say he said he had to watch him kind of like do his show for 2 years.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Yeah, what was I say that again?
Dave Chappelle said like after he like quit and when he said that he basically
Oh, because they took his slot.
They took like the sketch type of comedy thing. Maybe they didn't take everything from him. But that was his lease.
But wasn't even his slot at the same or no?
I don't remember.
I don't know about the slide,
yeah.
but what I said was perceived a certain way.
And what did you say for the record?
I basically said that look, Key and Peele, and I never said they weren't funny.
Right.
Very funny. I just said, you know, do they come off? In other words, when I would watch them on their show and they would imitate black guys, it came off like Amos and Andy. It felt like black guys doing blackface. Like brother, you know, brother man, yeah, brother. They would perform it in a way when I go, niggas don't act like that. Real niggas don't talk like that. It felt like white guys trying to be black guys, even though there were black guys being black guys.
Right.
There's the authenticity wasn't there.
Right.
So I said that. Cut to Jordan does Get Out. $300 million movie.
I fucked with Get Out though.
Won an Oscar. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
But this was all before he blew up.
Let me tell you some funny shit. The crazy shit is I fuck with them when they're separate. When they got together as a sketch comedy, I didn't like the sketch comedy. But like I like him in
And that's okay. Comedy's subjective.
Yeah.
But cut to he's fucking huge now. And I kept saying to myself, I wonder if he saw that interview.
Right.
And I don't know whether he did or didn't. Maybe some other dudes got in his ear.
Right.
But this is when he was casting to The Last OG. And I auditioned for the role that Cedric got.
Wait, The Last OG is
With Tracy
Peele?
Morgan. That show with Tracy Morgan.
That's Key and
his. He
Peele?
produced it.
Which one?
And
Which
directed
one?
it.
The nigga from Get Out?
From Get Out.
Okay, that's Peele?
No, that's Peele, yeah.
That's
So I
Peele?
read the breakdown and I go, produced by Jordan Peele. I said, oh shit. So I went to the audition that day and I walked in the room. Now he could have played it where it was like, yeah, nigga, I know what you said, and made me feel it. But he didn't. He was like, Aries, what's up? We shook the hands, we did the thing.
Right.
And as I'm auditioning, I didn't get it from him. But the white guys who were working with him, I said, I know they got in his ear and said, yo, you need to see what this nigga said about you.
Right.
Because the vibe in the room was just,
Right.
You could feel it. So that's one of those moments where I said what I said. And even when I did my interview on Comedy Hype, I said I still stand by what I said, but maybe I just shouldn't have said it.
Right.
I'm not gonna change my opinion,
right.
but maybe I should have just not have said it, period.
Right.
Because that's one of those moments where, yeah, motherfucker, payback.
But you just said it again.
Well, no, I took the same stance.
Yeah,
I'm not changing what I said.
Right.
But it is. But now it's out there, so.
Right.
Then you should have said it.
Huh?
Well, you say it should have been said.
Well, yeah, but those are the repercussions.
Right.
Like again, I think those guys are funny in their own way. I think at first, the way comedy, sorry to put it like this, but I think Comedy Central sold us as fans. Now, you could look at it as something totally different. But for me, Comedy Central sold, this is the new Chappelle.
Yeah, they might have.
This is how it's presented to me as a fan.
Right.
Replacement.
This was the new Chappelle
But
show.
even before that, there was Carlos Mencia.
And that one through its troubles.
Right. But I think they were always trying to find the new Chappelle show.
Right.
Because when you create that kind of noise, the revenue, they want that.
Right.
They want
Speaking
that.
of Chappelle, what did you think when you found out he went to Africa?
I didn't really have an opinion on it, And then later when he did interviews where he talked about, particularly on the Inside the Actors Studio, when he talked about Hollywood and the business and what's insane.
Is that the Oprah one?
No, that's the one with the, I forget the guy's name who does it, the white guy.
Yeah, that shit is off the chain.
Yeah. But Dave is so insightful that he said things in interviews that kind of made you go, he wasn't crazy. I noticed the spin they wanted to put on it, but he wasn't crazy. He had to get away from it. He talked about the incident where Martin Lawrence was, I guess running down the street and clothes and bugging in the street. And he goes, what kind of industry do we live in that's so sick that would make a person do that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, we don't know the facts. Was Martin on something? Who knows? Only Martin knows that. But I'm telling you this.
Martin was definitely on PCP then.
Well, based on what I know about this industry and what I've been through, I don't know too many people that make it in this industry sober.
Wow.
Because this business will steal your spirit.
Nah, that's real.
You're steal your
you're
fucking
on
spirit.
Drink Champs.
That's
God
some
damn
real
it.
shit.
Well, yeah.
We not sober.
It's real shit because I knowing that you was coming today.
Did you hit it again?
Yeah.
This interview is going to be very different in 3 minutes.
Knowing that you was coming today, I had seen all your interviews prior. And obviously, you read the comments, and so many people, like when we have an opinion of somebody else, and people think that you're doing better, they automatically call you a hater, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I reassessed everything, and I saw every point that you were trying to make back then today. Like I just saw it. I was just like, because I was supposed to only watch like 3 or 4, and I just walked around my house the whole day, and I watched about like 12 different just things. You doing impressions of DMX. You doing you being asked this question. You being on Vlad being asked this question about this and so on and so forth. But me going through all of that, it took me 12 different things for me to understand your point.
Yeah.
Is because so many people I guess it's that light. I think you spoke about it. And they say that it's one person chosen in Hollywood a year, right? Mm-hmm. Black people, maybe, right? And it's so much the same in the music business. Like meaning, like we have a run. Right? Like you have a crazy run, but then at some point it just slows down. It doesn't stop. It slows down and you have to do something else. Have you guys reached that point? I mean,
I guess I'm lucky enough to where one, I'm not out there overexposed. So, and this is another thing I love about Dave. You don't see Dave in a shitload of interviews.
Right. He don't got no media.
And let me just say again, please, I don't want this to be perceived wrong. Different strokes, different folks. If it works for you, great. you see Kevin Hart everywhere, and that's fine. That's he's the movie man, whatever. But I think when you leave mystery, it makes people wonder, what are you doing? And it adds to your mystique. As much as I love Michael Jordan, I'm a Michael Jordan fanatic. I love the fact that I don't see him like I see Barkley every Thursday during NBA season. Because it adds to the mystique of Michael Jordan.
You don't see Nas and you don't see fucking Rakim every Thursday.
Right.
Like you don't see that. Like those.
Or it's a different business model.
That's what I'm saying. It could just be that.
Right.
So for me, I'm just like.
Why you looked at me crazy?
No, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying. What do you mean a different business model?
I mean, maybe someone says I need to get myself overexposed and make this kind of bread in this kind of way, and then other people say, well, I'll reserve myself to this kind of bag. Understand?
And one's not better than another, I'm saying.
No, they're both getting maybe the same amount of money.
I'm just saying for me,
you know what I'm saying?
I think when people, especially when people love you and they want to see you and you're not always available, you keep that desire, that burning desire for them to keep looking for you. So I'm not looking to oversaturate myself for one. And again, it's like they say, game recognize game. If people see an interview, if they see my work and they go, this nigga's so authentic or he's so talented, for somebody who doesn't have a movie career, if for somebody who ain't been on TV consistently since Mad and it's been a minute, the fact that I'm still able to go out on the road and put asses in the seats is a testament to something that people know. Yo, with this nigga, I'm gonna get this. Yes. I fucks with him.
Consistency.
So do you think, and this is a crazy question, do you think you suffer from your own success? Like meaning, like Fat Joe goes all out every year, right? To make a crazy record. I see him every year.
Right. And
then he makes a record and it works. And then the people say, well, it's supposed to work. So I don't know if you guys just people the fuck I just said. Like this motherfucker works all year to make a crazy hit. And it comes a hit.
Right.
And people accept it. They say, oh, okay, this is a new lean back. This is a new all the way up. This is a new such and such. But then at the same token, they say, so what? He was supposed to make it. Because he's subjected to make the best product. And you're
well, I don't want to say supposed to, but it's not a surprise.
But he doesn't get the props that he deserves because they almost say he's supposed to make a home run.
Well, technically he is because he's talented and he's got the goods. But if he don't apply the work ethic and he's lazy with it and he just acts like it's supposed to be bestowed upon him, and then that's different.
But what I'm saying is, like, there's not a lot of losses on your behalf. Like there's you rocking places.
Right.
So now you is that what people just expect of you? Like they just, oh, Aries, he rocked the motherfucking place, but he's supposed to.
I mean, they might expect it, but at the same time, again, I'm not everywhere to where you can judge me so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, there's no reason why I should. If it's like they give everybody under the sun that's a comic a show on Comedy Central. There's no reason why I shouldn't have a show. There's no reason why I shouldn't have a special. Netflix turned me down. People keep saying to me, yo, you should have Netflix with us, but Netflix turned me down. And when I got in that situation, I don't know what the timing of when it was, but even with when I had that incident with Corey Holcomb at the 5150, my manager,
not the fight.
The fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the podcast.
The interview joint?
Yeah, the interview joint.
Okay.
My manager went to try to get me a Netflix special, and he said a couple of the executives said they saw the Corey Holcomb thing and they laughed. They went, he deserved it. Good. And not only did they not give me the special, they felt I deserved that.
Let me ask you something, because I saw it years ago. I didn't understand it, but when I had to, obviously when I was Googling you today, it popped up. But I actually didn't understand what actually transpired. Like, because Corey, as I'm looking at your interviews prior to that, I'm seeing the respect you have for Corey. I'm seeing the love.
I was in my top 5.
Yeah, I'm seeing the love.
And let me say for the record, I still think he's a great comedian.
Right.
Just because the incident happened doesn't take away his ability. He's still a bad motherfucker.
But
we just different now.
I feel like What part made you feel like he wasn't your friend no more at that point?
Well, first of all, he never was my friend.
Oh, wow.
I just say he was somebody I respected,
Okay.
and a colleague in the comedy game. I don't fuck around with that word friend. Friend is somebody who help you bury a body.
Right.
Friend is somebody who you know will fuck your lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who has your back.
Right.
You know, my best friend is in the back of this room right now. So I don't take that word lightly. But to answer your question, after the incident went down, the stance he took right when it happened was very different the next day. And I didn't understand that.
Okay, I don't understand you right now. So what you mean? Like what happened at that incident?
At the moment it popped off, and you know, in the heat of the moment, he was saying one thing to me, like, you know, oh man, that's crazy. It was fucked up. What he did and dude is wrong.
Right.
But then
Because it wasn't him that just.
it wasn't Corey. It was
Right,
Zoe
to clarify,
Williams or
yeah,
whatever his
right.
name was. But then after days later, I called Corey back and was like, nigga, blah 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 blah, and he was like, nah, man, you was tripping, you was fucking up, you had too much Tanqueray,
Right.
I was like, nigga, well, that's different from what you told me. So then that kind of just, and we
Meaning
did
like he had to
that.
assess his story. He had
I
this
guess, and
thing
it
of
just dramatically changed.
Right.
You know?
Because that's the thing. Now let me ask you because I don't know. Is Zoe Williams a comedian or no?
And that was, no, but here was my mistake.
Okay.
And I said this in many interviews. Because Corey was my guy.
I get it.
And there was my guy. All he had to do was say to me what he said which was, yo, this is Zoe Williams. It's my man. Okay, so your man is now my man. Off of you.
Facts.
And I thought the same thing that we doing here,
Right.
we could do there. We drinks. So I'm like, let's say you Zoe. And again, I'm from New York. I talk with a certain flair and a passion, and I let my guard down. So I'm talking, we in it. I'm got the Tanqueray. Nigga, fuck out of here, nigga.
Right.
Nigga, crazy, nigga. And there's a little bit of contact. I'm exiting a little bit. Yo, dog, so it's doing this. and I was saying shit. And look, here's the thing about comics, like rappers or whatever.
Right.
When you're in the same hustle, you know how to break each other's balls,
Right.
and ain't ever gonna be no animosity.
Right.
We jokes, this is what we do, this is how we eat.
Right.
I assumed he was in that world.
Right.
He's a civilian. He's
Right.
a regular civilian.
Right.
So what I'm saying is touching nerves.
Right.
When I'm thinking, we comics, nigga, this is what we do. We give and
Right,
take.
right.
If I give it to you, you give it to me 10 times back is good.
Right.
So I guess, you know, I did one too many knee slaps.
Right.
And, you know, I massaged this nigga's tissues.
Right.
And he
Right.
got upset and shit went the way it went. But like I said, that's my fault because I went in there I just went in there with my guard down. And I said I would never do that again.
I believe comedians has to be comedians. That's the reason why like yo, Marlon Wayans, we had to like literally
That shit
almost
was
kick him out
hilarious.
because he just fell in love with us. We kept smoking with him. And he just was like, you know what? Like he felt comfortable because we understand comedians. Like
Yeah, he could clown everybody in the room.
Listen, Russell Peters came here as well. And Russell Peters sit right where EFN was at, and we got him high, we got him fucked up, and he joked on Twin, and Twin is paralyzed. Everyone could see that Twin is paralyzed, and I didn't know because he kind of went a little too far, like just like for a certain thing, and I had to. But he was saying it to me, but I had to pull Twin aside, and I'm like, yo. We gotta let a comedian be a comedian. That's like me telling you, yo, you can't be that much of a rapper.
Right. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can't. I don't want nobody to judge me like that. I don't want nobody to say, yo, you know what? Say what? Don't say what?
Right.
Like, you went too far with the other three.
The other ones.
The tools is okay.
Right.
But the other three, you're preposterously out of line.
Yeah.
Like I don't want somebody to do that. So I stepped to Twin and I said, yo, look. I know what comedians do. And Twin looked at me like, yo,
Twin didn't give a fuck.
Twin didn't give a fuck.
Twin
I
was
gave
in.
more of a fuck than he did.
So wait, he because he sat on him?
No, he was playing around like he was just making
He said the ill
cribble
jokes.
Oh, you know, cribble jokes.
Like he was just making cribble
I thought
jokes.
you meant he just like physically sat on him.
No. Like he was just, you know.
I was gonna say he wouldn't been able to feel that no way.
No, because see, there you go. See, so let's make come on. And that's the thing is, comedians. I not to say I feel sorry for y'all, but I watch because the thing is, what makes me a sane person is watching you motherfuckers make fun of me. I was watching you motherfuckers make fun of what's happening.
You know what's
like,
funny, man? I got. Then as you say that,
right.
and most people are like that. But you know, I tell you, a rapper who the sense of humor was LL. I did a movie called Out of Sync with LL, and I was playing his best friend. And I would, imitate him in front of him. What you doing, B, man?
do the man.
Come on, man. Hey, you big soul.
You kill that.
It's crazy, man. It's kind of funny, B, but while we're looking, and so he wasn't really. He felt like I was making fun of him instead of trying to laugh with him. Because I would do the well, and listen. In certain interviews and certain things I've done, like I said, I go hard. Like on my CD, I did a prank call where I did LL calling a gay club, trying to get in on Filipino night.
How did this go?
Can we have a snippet? Can we have a snippet?
It's so specific, though. That's what's great about it.
I called the club up and I said, I want to come in on Filipino night. It's a Filipino night. I want to sit in the dark booth with a hoodie on. Oh, you ever rub coconut oil on your calves? I want to chill with a Filipino boy. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's bananas, man. So and I think word got back to him and he kind of. But that's what I was doing then.
This was on a set?
This was on my comedy CD.
No, I'm talking about on the set, like you and
Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean,
He already done that.
Yeah, I
on
had
the comedy
already done it.
scene. And then he's on the set with him.
Yeah.
But how about DMX? Like when you met DMX, did he appreciate you?
Well, here's what's funny. I remember Jay-Z was doing a concert at the Staples Center, and that week we had Meth and Red on Mad TV. So Meth was like, yo, I'm hanging out with Hov at the Staples Center. Yo, roll with me. So I did. Right. So again, my CD had just come out, so I'm bumping into Busta Rhymes and everybody, and yo, hold up my CD and promote it. Give me a shout out, y'all. And they was all doing it. So I seen X, and I said, X, man, my CD. He stopped me, said, yo, Doug, I need to holler at you. So, and here again, my mistake. He was hanging out in one of the locker rooms, and in the locker room, there's only one way in and one way out. So again, me being naive, I walk in the locker room. He comes in next, but then 15 niggas come in, and they all form a circle around me and X, and it's just me and X in the middle. And then the last dude comes into security. He slams the door, boom, and stands right in front of the door. And he said, yo, dog, my voice. I heard some things with my voice. I said, well, look, X, I just want you to promote the CD. Yo, I'll tell you what, come to my hotel, let me hear it. If the shit is real, yeah. If it's not, nigga. Here's what fucked me up, though. Now let's go back to what I was talking about, degrees of blackness. Now, I'm a legit 100% nigga. Here's how I know I'm not nigga. This nigga X was talking to me, and at one point, this nigga said, yo, dog, you know what I mean? And pulled a razor blade out from under his tongue. And I looked at that shit, and I said, this nigga can talk without cutting himself. And I said, now I know the difference between me and this nigga.
I can do that, too.
I'm the Huxtables. That's good times. That's that breed of nigga right there. Yeah.
I'm so ashamed to say I can do that as well. That's some Rikers Island shit. I'm so sorry. That's the Rikers Island 90s. So how about Hov? What was your first impression of you meeting Hov?
Well, the first time I met him, I had to do an interview. I was interviewing Tamia, Grant Hill's wife, for a magazine. Okay. And it was at this spot in Beverly Hills where, they had a little restaurant, outdoor joint. So I'm sitting with her at the table, and he comes in, and I remember he had a hat on backwards and a wife beater. He obviously knew who she was. I wasn't nobody at the time.
Who, Tamia?
Tamia, yeah. Tamia. So he went over to give her love.
Well, she's a singer. She's
a singer, right?
Singer, yeah.
And I was like, yo, Hov, man, big fan, man, whatever. This nigga played me like... I was just like, damn. Right. So and I hadn't really seen him after that, but me and my peoples, we went to the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. And when the fight was over, everybody was spilling out from the arena into the streets. And we see Allen Iverson. There's a little mob around him. Then that mob leaves him and immediately goes over here because now it's Jay and Beyonce walking hand by hand. And I just happened, my movement, to join their rhythm. So I'm right next to them as they walking in stride. And I said, yo, Jay, man, big fan, man. He goes, I know who you are, nigga. I know who you are.
How did he say it again?
I know who you are, Nicki. I really wanted to break down to him and just give him a little bit, you know. I ain't animated like say a Busta Rhymes, but the real shit you get when you break down my lines. Had that to the fact when blood a bunch of times. Times that, but my influence on pop culture. I'm supposed to be number one on everybody list. We'll see what happens when I no longer exist.
Now how about Shaq?
You know, it's funny. When people ask about the impressions, I say it's always like being a musician. Singers have ear for tonation, pitch, riffs, tone. And so it's like everybody's voice is a note. So Shaq is all bass.
I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I like Shaq, but every time I meet him, he grabs my head, and I know I actually can't beat him in a fight.
Right.
So I just like act mad tough, but I just be like, yo, please, let's stop this.
I tell you what, let's do it like this. Let's ask me a question. Ask me a question like we got Shaq. Ask me a basketball question.
Okay, Shaq. Right now, we got Kevin Durant is going to the Brooklyn Nets. But he's gonna be out the whole season. He's gonna be out the whole season. How is the Nets season gonna be like with just Kyrie? Can Kyrie hold down this whole season without?
First of all, let me tell you something. I'll tell you. Brother, they already got a strong team. Kyrie is one of the best point guards in the league. When Kevin Durant come back, I used to say with LeBron James. Hold on, wait. I used to tell people all the time, as long as LeBron got the others, that'll be fine. He's going to dominate the ball, he's going to do what he's going to do. But when he got the others, JR, Kroger, and they play with him,
Let me go back to why. This is why I say I'm blackballed. Y'all recently saw the NBA awards, right?
Yes.
And they had that moment where Jay Farrow sat at the table with Barkley and he imitated Shaq. And this ain't got nothing to do with my vanity. Read the comments. 85-90% said there's no fucking way that shouldn't have been Aries.
Damn.
No fucking way. That's Aries all day. And I didn't get that job. I didn't even get the call. So, you know, do I know that's because I'm blackballed? No, but my spidey sense tells me something. That's crazy.
And Jay Farrow just did White Famous, didn't he?
Well, he had done White Famous, and from Saturday Night Live and all that. But you know, that's just one of those moments where I go, man, something's up. Something's up.
Okay, I actually
and people will say that's what makes me an asshole, is that I would say that. I'm not supposed to say I think I should have got that call. I'm not allowed to say that.
I think you should.
No, but that's perceived as cocky.
What? That you shouldn't have got that you should.
That I'm saying that. Like I shouldn't be like that somehow.
No, I don't think that's cocky.
And like I'm just saying that I felt, that's a job I deserved.
Slightly.
But I'm not supposed to say that.
You were out before. Jay Farrell's my man. I got his phone number. We cool. See him at Soho House every now and then. But you've been doing it way before, Jay.
Well, people also thought I had a beef with Jay because I said this. Again, I always started everything with motherfuckers funny. Right. And Jay's funny. And I'll say, like I said a million times, he does impressions I wish I could do. Right. I'm envious of that nigga. Right. But the only thing I said that bothered me is impressions are specific. And what makes a great impressionist is when you capture detail to the last dime. Mm-hmm. And Jay, when he would do Jay-Z, he would always go, Blue Ivy, my baby girl. I run the world. And I said, Hov would never say that. He would say girl and world the way you say girl and world, but with a whole tone. Yo, my baby girl. It's my world. What the fuck is wild and goyle? Like that would just irritate me.
That's ultimate Jay-Z fan right there.
That just, like when he would do Shaq, he would do this face. He would go,
my name is Chappelle.
and it's like, part of what makes it great is it's a slight exaggeration. Right. Shaq don't look like this, but a little bit.
Just tilt your eye.
So I just, certain little things like that would get me, and I would say that. And again, I'm not supposed to say shit like that.
Right.
I'm just supposed to.
You're the only one who can do someone else's impression of that somebody else.
Right.
No one else the
can do
impression
that.
of the impression.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of comedy?
Me.
Being that you started at 41, you said, or 42?
42.
I'm gonna start at 42 as well.
I'm going to be real honest. For me,
Yes.
it's self-gratification. To get that immediate response of laughter for something that I said and know that people enjoyed it is
It's like
great.
a drug.
But I really talk about my real life stories, so when I don't get that, it's not fun.
Because you feel like your life is fucked up.
Because it's me. When someone doesn't like me, they don't like me. They don't like the
So that's your
comic me.
material. It's your life.
So they don't like me.
Right.
So that's the only side of it. But I love the honesty that you get to have with comedy, and that's what I love about it. And it's not a real job. Like I have not felt in the 11 years that I've been doing this that I had a job.
Wow.
I don't feel like I go to work. You didn't feel
How
like you go to work.
did you guys meet? How'd you two meet?
Well, I would perform in certain spots in Cali, and he just happened to be opening up.
I thought he's from Utah, like his shirt.
No, this is based on a joke. No, this is this is based on an actual
Kanye?
joke.
Is that Kanye joke?
Yeah.
I don't know.
White people's
No, because ain't no niggas in Utah. So Utah is white people's Africa. Yeah, first time I went to Utah, I was looking for niggas like, what the fuck is this? And I was in the airport. You know, airport is diverse because niggas is going in and out.
Yo, that's funny as fuck. The first time I went to Utah, I was stuck in the airport for 7 hours. I became a Karl Malone fan.
Yeah, I was like, nigga,
I was watching everything about
niggas
Utah
here.
jazz. Nigga.
Yeah.
I said Karl Malone is the shit.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, Utah's white people's Africa.
Yo, that's crazy. So,
No, wait. How'd they meet?
Yeah, no. So I would perform, and he was opening for me. And you know, like I said, I wear a scowl, I got my music on, I'm in the zone, getting ready for the show. And again, this perception is, don't talk to Aries, yo, he's angry, or he's a diva, or he's difficult. And he didn't buy into any of that shit. So he just started talking to me, and you know, things just kind of meshed. And I liked his comedy, and he had the guts to ask me, yo, can I feature with you regularly? Right. I said, yeah, come on.
That being said, though, I gotta say this real quick. The second time I worked with him, though, was on the road, and he didn't talk to me. Like I thought we broke that barrier. Like we talked, we had a big conversation. What I didn't know is if you don't know Aries well, just because you met him and had a conversation with him, you don't start off where you left off. You go back to where you very first started off.
Backwards.
So I sat in the green room for like 2 days, and I didn't say anything to him, and he wasn't saying anything to me. And I just go, so is this what you expect from your feature? Not. Talk to you unless you talk to me. And he just looked at me and goes, I'm a grown fucking man. You can talk to me whenever you want to. And he goes, I'll be outside. He walked outside, and then after that, it was kind of like.
And I think the third week we worked together, this motherfucker bought me a big bottle of tequila.
I did.
So I said, we good now.
Yeah. But do you ever like both of you guys, you know, you ever, because literally your job is to make other people happy. Like they say that your way to get into heaven is to do something for people who can't do nothing for you. That's literally your job. Because your job is to make somebody laugh that literally probably can't make you laugh back.
But that's the relationship. Like I feel like if I get to make you laugh, but it makes me feel good about myself, we completed that relationship. And that's what makes that work for me. And I'm happy that they're getting what they need from me, but I couldn't do it if I wasn't getting what I needed from doing comedy.
That was hard. I think you should clap for that. Well, all right. So look, 3 is my lucky number. We did 2.
We're going in. God damn.
3 is my lucky number, and that's it. We only got like.
Only because of the anniversary. Let's do it.
Another shot. It's the anniversary with N.O.R.E album. Thank y'all. I got an album that turned 21. This album means it's the most important album to me because this is my album that I stepped out on my own. We made the War Report. It was a classic album, and Capone got locked up, and I had to go on my own. So I actually made this. And if it would have failed, I would have been the blame, and it worked, and I still wasn't the blame. But that's the way. That's just the way the shit works. But for it to, turned 21 years yesterday.
Which means it's 21 years that we know each other as well.
Yeah, because I met you.
We met through the
N.O.R.E album. And big up to DJ Khaled because
is he coming or not?
I've really been seeing him.
Pause.
For a lot these past couple of weeks, and he's brung up Drink Champs before, but this time he's like, yo, what's up with EFN, man? What's up with Crazy Hood? He knows the beginning of my story. He knows of my struggle. He knows.
Okay,
and
great
I'm
story.
sitting there,
Where's he at? Let's go.
then,
Let's rock and roll.
I'm just saying, I just never heard him that passionately, so I want to big him up.
Tell Cal
I also want to big up something.
Big him up and
I also want to big up something because I would like to apologize to people who watched the Rick Ross interview.
You know that these episodes are coming out of sync. None of this is gonna make sense.
Fuck, whenever you hear this shit, I want to say sorry because I looked at myself and I said, "Geez, Louise, I didn't want to be that guy."
I lived it.
Yeah, come on, that's not a shot. I'm being honest. Come
And
on.
listen, after that Rick Ross episode, this is a shot.
That's not a shot, bro. That's not a shot. We ain't gonna pussyfoot shit around here, brother.
Go, Chachi. Go, Chachi.
So I'm gonna be a real nigga. Hold on, everybody. Come on. I'm gonna be a real person. Rick Ross, you deserved a better interview than that. What happened was we was, drinking 6 o'clock in the morning. I held it down to the middle of the interview.
Nah, you did a great job.
Until in the middle of the interview, what happened was they wouldn't give us the champagne bottle. They kept pouring it for us. So when they kept pouring it for us,
We didn't have none of our liquor.
we had none of our liquor. So I don't want to make excuses. I want to, be, great to my fans and say, for bearing with us. Because there's certain people that keep saying, great fucking Rick Ross interview.
No.
And I appreciate that, but I wasn't on my A game.
Can I say something real quick,
Yes,
Munchie?
you held it down. So thank you as well.
It's not holding it down. First of all, we're a show called Drink Champs.
Yes, we
and
should be drunk
sometimes we
sometimes.
get drunk, and sometimes it doesn't work out. That's what being drunk is.
Right.
It doesn't work out sometimes,
Listen,
people.
we did a special podcast episode called the High Episode, and the goal was to eat edibles and smoke and drink, and then do the podcast.
Right.
He couldn't do this, motherfucker.
It happens.
It was so nonsensical. Like if I was as fucked up as him, that whole episode would have been horrendous.
You know what the crazy shit is?
But people
When
love that
me and EFN, it's never we both fucked up. It's always either you're fucked up or I'm fucked up.
But somebody's got to, but it
you
should
don't
be.
remember the PD Crack episode?
I mean,
you
that's
fell
what-
asleep.
No, I walked away and went to sleep.
And you nigga fell asleep.
Yo, but to a degree, that's kind of how it should be.
It should
Somebody's
be,
got to
yeah.
fly
But
the plane.
that's the point. Like that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like if you're a fan
Like,
of what
we're not
doing,
faking it. We're not
Yeah,
faking
if you're a fan of what we're doing, like don't get mad when we actually do what we say
Right.
we're doing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like you can't get mad at that. That is the product.
Yeah, that's not the real fans.
You know what I'm
though.
saying? We
Them ain't
drink
the real
champs.
fans.
Sometimes too much.
Yeah.
Which
Sometimes
is
you
the
got the
point.
chance. You got the chance.
So we just want to let the people know, man, we out here working hard. As of now, we got episodes coming from Nas.
Come on, relax, buddy.
Master P, Russ. We got a whole bunch of big episodes. We want to announce it on the. Come on, everybody's gonna listen to this motherfucking interview. So we want to announce it on this, and we've having fun, man. We're doing it. I so much appreciate you for coming through, man. You're a legend. Our game is about bigging up legends, bigging up people who's been seasoned. You know what I mean? People feel like the longer you've been in this game, like I said, people call you washed up, but I want to call us seasoned. I want to call us classics. I want to call us legends. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to people that, I'd rather listen to a person who's been in the game 20 years than a person who's been in the game for 2 days, any day. Because I would rather your experience. And unfortunately, we live in a world where that's the exact opposite. These people, they want to listen to, God bless these city girls, but these, goddamn it. What the fuck is going on? Right. These girls, I'm walking, I seen a bitch light a cigarette with a pussy,
Where is this going?
Fuck these niggas, these city girls, they got shit. We live in a different generation.
Absolutely.
We live in
You tell that by the quality of the rap music.
Listen, they got Starbucks in Harlem right now. This is a fact. Mocha Frappuccinos.
That sounds like a song. Mocha Frappuccino.
Hey, listen. There's nothing wrong with growth. Like Jada said in that line. Take them to the Gucci store, show them the loafs. Hood niggas, I'm just showing you growth. You know what I mean? So growth is good, man. We need a Starbucks.
Okay, so now I'm gonna end this on this one. You did an interview with Sway, and Snoop forgave Iggy, because Iggy had said something about Snoop, and Snoop said, "I forgive you, bitch." And you said, "See, well, Snoop ain't stupid no more." Snoop.
I
You said, see, the rappers, they start off hardcore.
Yeah, listen, I've always had a love-hate relationship with some of the philosophy in rap.
Okay.
You know, niggas talking about, we keep it gangster, we hardcore, we gangsters, we killers.
Like Havoc said, no matter how much loot I get, I'm staying in the projects. He didn't live in the projects when he said that, right?
But my point being, as much as you predicate yourselves on being hard, at the end of the day, you niggas are reciting poetry.
Yes.
So
niggas start smiling after a while.
So it's profitable to smile.
Yes.
Because all them niggas start out hard, but when you start smiling, now we can put you in a ba 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 ba.
I'm loving it. That's it.
Can we promote the podcast?
Absolutely.
It's called Spears and Steinberg. It's available through iTunes/Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and Spearsburg.com. Fuck with your boy Aries on Cameo. Pay that money, get the celebrity shout-outs.
I fuck with Cameo. Yes.
So look me up on Cameo and Instagram and all of that shit.
Yes, salute. Let me just tell y'all something, man. Once again, I want to salute y'all because this is about y'all and y'all.
Now I'm gonna give you some comedy character real quick before we do the shot.
Okay.
You just did your salute. Let me bring my Italian nigga to this.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna take this fucking opportunity. Fucking men amongst men. Then the fucking boys here. All right, so we're gonna take this fucking shot. We're gonna do some of this, some of that. You're gonna do a shot so fucking good, you're gonna get up and walk out of them fucking.